I thought I would do a little bit about mindset. Now, my mindset has changed massively over time. I'm going to go through a little bit of where it used to be in the recent years, well, getting closer to 10 years ago, and where it is now at this stage where I love it and maintain it to a very high standard. So, before, let's say around about the age of 22, I went to start an electrical apprenticeship and I started working at a place which was good. And then I got moved to another place. It was a university, and it was a whole bunch of older people that were getting close to retirement. And I supposedly it was a great place to work. Like, you know, the people were nice enough and all that, but the role in which I had to basically I was just changing a few light bulbs a day, and in many cases just told to go and fill time and just go away and come back at a certain time, which was not nice. I felt very worthless. I didn't feel like there's any point to going to work. I was not in a good space in my head, and yeah, it was just bad timing. I was also kind of semi-changing to being vegetarian, and really questioning lots of things in my life, and it was probably my darkest kind of period, looking back over my whole life, and you know a whole bunch of compounding things can get you to a pretty dark and negative state. And yeah, I certainly was. Like, I would say I was mildly depressed. I'd really hated going to work at that stage because I felt like I was literally going to go there and do almost nothing for the day and then have to repeat that and repeat that and repeat that. And it wasn't a good place. So what ended up happening was I ended up leaving. I decided that it wasn't for me. I wasn't going to continue, and I quit. So I finished that, and I had planned to move to a different job where it was going to be more fun and more lifestyle orientated. So I moved to a place that sold paddleboards and kitesurfing gear and taught people how to do both of those things. Both of those things I really enjoyed and learn to enjoy, and it was good. People say that becoming a tradesman or becoming an electrician is going to be worth the money, and perhaps it is for some people, but for me, money doesn't drive me as much as happiness and lifestyle. And it was a good change. I'm not saying go quit your job and do that, but certainly if you're not in a happy place and your job or whatever it is contributing to making it worse, which it was in my case, because instantly after I quit, life was better. I was just like, cool, I don't have to go to that place. I don't have to come along and change light bulbs and feel worthless, because there's more to doing that job. And there are some things that are really great about that job, but feeling worthless and being in a place that you don't like being was not good. And yeah, it was a start. It was like, I would say, like I said, my darkest point mentally. And from then on, I have worked on it massively to the point where I am today. So that was the catalyst for change. From then, I became vegetarian, then eventually became vegan, and got to a place where I was working in a place where I actually enjoyed it and liked the work that I was doing. And sure, it's never going to make you a millionaire doing a job like that, but happiness was something that was closer to being attained, and that was important. So yeah, since then I have built on it massively over the years. So yeah, almost 10 years ago that happened. I'm now 31, and I have improved on it, built and built and built on it. Getting into fitness was another thing. Getting back into becoming healthy is a cool thing, because you can eat the best diet in the world every day, but if your head's still in a bad place, then you're not going to be complete. Like, you're not going to be as good as you can be, optimal, really. So that's another aspect which, I'm not going to go into it too much at the moment, but I just want to suggest and share my opinions, share my experience, rather, that it's something that you don't attain just like that. It's something that you build on many, many times, and it's something you can take small steps to. There's no shortcuts to getting it. There's many aspects too, just letting go of being able, or thinking that you're able to perhaps please people, or not be judged by people, things like that. If you relinquish caring for things like that, then it's better for your own personal state of mind. And yeah, the fitness thing has been a great thing too. It's a great teacher that like fitness, it's something that you build on and take small steps to getting it to a really, really good stage. And people think that you can just get it quick or take a shortcut to it, but it's not. It's something that you work on, and it's a good thing to assess how you think or did think about something over a period of time, and then look at it from the outside and really kind of like go over it and not obsess, but just remember and learn from. So whether that's how you talked in a video or something, like for me obviously I've got lots of videos and that's cool, but it's really good to also write things down, because you think how you thought perhaps a year ago, but if you've written it down, like I have in some cases, you write things down, you look at it from a couple of years ago and you think, wow, like that's how I thought, that's how I was thinking then. And it's something to perhaps change from if it's something that you didn't like back then. And that's what I've done. And yeah, it's hard for me to try and explain what I'm trying to say, but build on it, and know that if you think a certain way about certain things now, you can change it and change it over time, and don't feel like you have to do it in a week or in a day or something, but just change it progressively. And I'm just going to mention a few things of how, like back in the day, I didn't even used to run or ride or do anything, especially when I was a teenager. I used to just drink alcohol and party and do heaps of dumb shit that teenagers did. And, I can't change the past, that is what it is, but there's certainly no way where I would have considered myself to go and run 165k ultramarathon. If you said in 8, 9, 10 years you're going to go do this, I would have just laughed and said no way. So back then I would have just ruled it out and said, no, you're crazy. But these days I'll look at a task or a suggestion that someone said and say, all right, am I physically able to do it? Will I take on that challenge? Or instead of saying, no, it's too hard, I can't do it, I'll say, all right, has someone else done it? If they have, then what's stopping me doing it? If there's nothing stopping me doing it, do I want to go and do it? If I do want to go and do it, all right, how do I make this happen? How do I take it on and at least allow the possibility of me being able to do it? And that is quite cool, because in many cases, if we're confronted with something, we can either just say, nah, shut it down, too hard, too negative, can't do it, or we can look at it a different way. And that's what I choose with almost everything in life now, is all right, let's go for it, and that's what it is with ultramarathon, or with doing an Ironman and doing heaps of the other crazy things that I've done. Mindset. Your mind is amazingly powerful, and you can either let it control you to the point where you go down and you get to a bad state, or you can become a master of controlling it, and in many cases the body will say no before the mind taps out and says, no, we're done, and that's really cool, because when you get to that stage, then things in life, external circumstances, are very minimal in trying to get you down or trying to make your happiness or your outlook on life worsened. So not many things will get me down now because of my state of mind. And I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, I'm not saying that I'm special, I'm just saying that I've developed my state of thinking to a point where not many things are going to trouble me. For instance, what's going on in the world right now is kind of frightening, but at the same time, if you just focus on what you can control, then that's all you have available to you, and letting go, relinquishing the ability to care or to try and control other things that are happening in the world is a good thing, So I'll cling to hope, positivity, good visualization, manifestation every day, despite what I'm being faced with. I could look, it's adversity, trouble, negativity, depressing, the news, yada yada, is very heavy on your thinking and your outlook, but you can pick either side, and you can, regardless of what's being thrown at you, decide to choose either or. in each situation. And I just want to mention a few times that this mindset thing has just come through and saved me. Like one especially was when I was doing my 500k ride, that I was looking down at my Garmin, and I think, what was it, 3 o'clock, and I was looking down thinking, I've got 9 hours to go. I started at 12:01 a.m. and I've gotten to this stage and I've still got 9 hours to go. And I was just thinking to myself, like, this is crazy. But at the same time, I think my body is going good. Things are still working the way they should. I'm getting closer to home. Again, that positivity outlook, I'm getting closer, things are positive, nothing's really going wrong. Why am I going to stop? Why am I even considering stopping, So that's where building the mindset to a point where it can think these things at a time where you're in a fragile state and you think, this is cool, I'm going to build on this and take it even further. And same for the miler, like, it's going to be insane, but if someone else has done it, then that's a tick. And I'm able, nothing's sore, there's no reason to stop. The mind is in control, the mind can say, oh, we've come far enough, this is the biggest run, this is incredibly tough, what are you going to keep doing this for? Or you can say, again, I'm getting closer to home, nothing's going wrong, everything's looking good, why not keep going? Channeling that positive aspect and that just, going after that relentlessly is something that's real cool. And it's not to take away the negative and say that the negative's not there. I have a saying that I like to use for myself. Be aware of the negative, but focus on the positive. So don't block it out and pretend it's not there, because it is in many aspects of life, but focus on that positive and go for it. All right, I'm going to wrap this one up because it's going on pretty long. Another thing that has helped me is going and seeing other parts of the world where people do not have life as good as what I have in many Western civilized societies. And that has been a great teacher for me, knowing that we have it so good. When people say that they have problems in our country, if it's not life and death, and you haven't just lost an arm and are bleeding to death, then I see solutions. I don't see problems. That's a real good thing to do as well. Just if you're faced with a challenge and it looks like a problem or it's going to be hard to fix, then look at the solution. Don't look at the problem. Look at a solution for the problem and go from there. Know that you can change this. Have power over your mind and know that only you can change it. But you definitely can. Just because you're perhaps in a not so good state now doesn't mean that you always have to remain in that. You can take charge, and perhaps it's me saying it, or perhaps it's someone else maybe saying some words which are significant in order for you to change. Whatever it is, cool, I'm just sharing this in hopes that more people can adopt some of the things that work for me, and take it to a place which best benefits you. I hope that helps in some way. If you think similarly to me, then please like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.